Find yourself a mentor. Hello, it's Thursday. It's me, it's John, it's Marketing for Owners. I'm talking about mentors today. Now, I have said it before. It's one of these things I'm going to say over and over again because I believe it's that important. You need a mentor. Now, what does a mentor do? Well, in the words of Bob Proctor, one of the top ones, says a mentor is someone who sees more talent and ability within you than you see in yourself and helps bring it out. So that's it. You don't know what you don't know. I'm going to have to think of another phrase for that because that always sounds ridiculous, but it is true. And you may be an expert in what you do. You may be doing extremely well, but there are others who will see in you something that can be done better. Now, when you learn from a mentor, generally a mentor will bring certain skills. Now, they don't know everything, and it's very important to realize that a mentor is not some magical, mythical being that will make you rich. They will help you improve and they will guide you. So you could be the Mark Zuckerberg of programming, but a mentor will bring something out in you. In fact, Mark Zuckerberg's mentor is Warren Buffett. We all know him. Everyone will have one. Richard Branson has had mentors. Now, it could be someone in your family. It could be another business person. His was a gentleman called Sir Freddie Laker, who famously failed in his efforts in the airline industry. However, that was due to some major competition issues. They don't like competition in the airline industry, not back in the old days. But what will happen when you build your business or whatever you do? And of course, you don't have to be the owner. You could be a manager, you could be in charge of a department. And what happens is learning takes time, okay? You're learning, and learning will involve mistakes. But a mentor will speed up that learning process because they'll shortcut it. They will be able to help you avoid the mistakes by explaining what not to do, because they have that kind of experience. Now, a mentor is, like I said, is your guide. They will support you when times are tough and when times are good. They will criticize. You must be able to take criticism. In fact, I think we'll discuss that in another podcast. If you cannot take criticism, you are not going to get far in life, not just in business, in life, because unless you think you're perfect, I mean, what are you scared of? People who criticize, by the way, are in this case, are trying to help you. If you want people around you, yes men, yes people, who just are full of fluff in their answers, then how is that going to help? You need people who can tell you where you're going wrong. Now, in a good way though, a mentor will listen, and a mentor will help. This is very different to a coach or someone like that. And there are no schools for running small businesses. I mean, there are courses and so on, but generally in small business, it's something you just start and get into. And as you get more experienced, you need to know where to improve. Who's going to tell you? How do you know where you need to improve? You're on the inside looking out. People on the outside looking in can see more and they can help. Now, where do you find one? So for generally, people who are mentors don't generally advertise themselves as a mentor. You have to make an effort. Now, in my experience, if you go to a group of people that do advertise themselves as mentors rather than coaches, they're probably not what you're going to be looking for. They're more of a general all-rounder. You need someone who's good at something specific. So, for example, in your business, if you're not experienced in sales, then look for somebody who's experienced in sales. They may be no good at production, and they have maybe no good in finance. You can use them and get advice for sales, and then move on to someone else. I think the Jack Welch, the famous boss, was asked who was his mentor, and he said he's had thousands of mentors, and that's another way of putting it, because he's taken advice when it's needed, and it's a very good skill to know how to look for advice. What I would suggest is that you look for experienced business people, and you contact them and you ask them if you can come and ask them for some advice, or come and meet them because you'd like some advice, because you respect what they do, you look at it, now they will be really pleased. Play to their ego. Do not on first meeting say, hey, I'm looking for a mentor, I'm wondering if you would mentor me. You want to ask them for advice. Again, this is like dating. You start slow and you build up. You never know, if you can impress, and if you can ask the right questions, and if you can follow the advice that's given, the offer of mentorship may be given without you having to ask. But people with experience are going to be pleased that you think they are that good that they can help you. And quite often they may see themselves in you and be willing to help for that reason. So take it easy. You could join your local Chamber of Commerce, go to the meetings. You can ask who is an expert at XXX. Quite often the people on the committee of Chambers of Commerce, on the committee of Rotary clubs, possibly in groups like that, in the Lions, even in the Freemasons, quite often are experienced local business people. And when they are experienced, they may have skills in an area in particular. So try and find someone who has that skill. And be very specific in what you want them to teach you. But this is the beauty. In general, a good mentor is unlikely to cost you. Now, a lot of people, I remember when I interviewed Andy Crestodina a while ago from Orbit Media, he has on his website a time where you can book a slot and have a chat with him, ask him any advice, take up offers like that. In fact, you could say, I'm looking for a mentor, can you advise me on how to find a mentor? I do the same, and I don't have probably don't have the fame and skills of Andy Crestodina, but on at Marketing for Owners, you can go to marketingforowners.com/free time. You can book a half hour with me for free, no obligation. You can ask me absolutely anything. I can give you some more specific advice if that's what you want. But it's not just us two, there are plenty of people who are generous with their time, because some of us actually like to help people who are putting the effort into doing their own thing. That's what it is for me. I like people to put some effort in. So there you go. Anyway, it is worth the effort. You will love it. Once you've had one, you'll always have mentors through your career. Now it's Thursday, time for a podcast. Have you ever heard of the site creativelive.com? If you haven't, you've got to go there. It's fantastic. Well, they have a podcast. Now it is hosted by Tara Gentili, and that's how you pronounce her name, because I heard her pronounce it when I've listened to her podcasts. It is called Profit Power Pursuit, a Creative Live podcast. It is excellent. She interviews people who have created. Now, there are all methods of being creative. It can be from software to artistic to anything. There seems to be once a week, around 50 minutes. They are quality interviews and the guests are superb. You will love it. I recommend you go listen to that, and it's going to help accompany you around the supermarket or the grocery store sometime soon. Tomorrow is going to be our Ones to Watch series, and last Friday, if you listen, I mistakenly said it was Chloe, because tomorrow is Chloe Thomas, who is a leading e-commerce expert and author. Last week it should have been Ian Anderson Gray, but he's on holiday, so he probably didn't notice. Yeah. But honestly, listen to Chloe. She has great stuff to tell you. I strongly recommend it. Otherwise, have a great weekend. I'll be back with some more tips on Monday.